Hey, I'm Brian Van, SportbikeTrackGear.com, and today we're going to break down the Woodcraft Key Switch Eliminator install on our 2018 Kawasaki Ninja 400 STG project bike. Okay, this is for a dedicated track bike only. Obviously, if you have a street bike, you don't want to set it up so it doesn't need a fucking key. That would suck if you're at Starbucks and you come out and your bike is gone. Okay, so this is a track bike only. Why do you want to do this and what does this actually do? Well, why you want to do it is keys suck. Keys are no fun. I got a keyless gas cap. What do I want to have a key in the ignition for? It also frees up a lot of space right here. Now we're going to be able to move the AIM Solo lap timer onto this bike using the same mount I've got on my Suzuki in that steering stem tube, which is pretty sweet, right? So we can easily move it while I'm out there whipping Max Van's ass on this Ninja 400 and he's on the little R3. So freeing up space, losing weight, and just simplifying your life. There is no more losing a key. Check this out. That is now not only the kill switch, but that is also power on and off. This is something really cool that Woodcraft developed a couple of years ago. You can bet your ass they're in all three of our current track bikes right now because it is a great part. They did a great job. I recommend this for every single track bike. In this video, we're going to show you footage of what it takes to get this dialed in. Just the cliff notes. You need to be able to pull the top triple clamp. You got to drill out two breakaway anti-theft bolts that hold that key switch cylinder in there, okay? You have to be able to do that. To be able to pull your gas tank, pull your air box to get access into this area, to plug and unplug everything in that area. So you have to have at least enough mechanical ability to do that. Watch this video. We're going to show you all the steps. It's a pretty straightforward process. Woodcraft Key Switch Eliminator installation. We're doing a lot of different things at one time on this bike. So Caleb's shooting a lot of footage, going to get it all assembled into the independent videos. To install the Woodcraft Key Switch Eliminator, what do you need to do to your bike? Let's go over that first. Well, clearly you can see I've got the gas tank off. I've got the air box off. The tail doesn't need to be off for that, okay? You do need to take off your top triple clamp. In doing that, you need to drill out the heads of the bolts that hold the key cylinder to the clamp. What they do from the factory is essentially they are like a safety. It's like a head that snaps off when they torque it down. It's down in there and the head snaps off. So it's going to look like a little dome. You want to use a self-centering punch to get yourself started and then use a drill bit about that size. Okay, so it is a little larger than the bolt itself. That looks like it's a 6mm bolt. Okay, you drill the heads right off, and when you get all the way through, the head will just spin off. We have this in some other videos. Look on our YouTube channel, Key Switch Eliminator Woodcraft. You'll see the drill out process. Sorry, I couldn't do it on this one because we're just really pressed for time trying to get this thing ready for the track. So need to be able to pull the top clamp, drill the bolts out. Gas tank, air box. The connector for the key switch eliminator is going to be right here and it's mounted to this bracket, which is actually, this is kind of a clean little deal they did here from Kawasaki. That's going to come out like so. So we're going to save a little bit of weight, which is never a bad thing when you're building a race bike. Now we need to find the harness for the start-stop switch. This motorcycle now is equipped with the Motion Pro Rev 2 throttle kit. So it has their start-stop switch on it. Super nice, good quality switch. We have a video where I'm installing the Motion Pro on the bike. If you're curious and you want to take a look at that, look on the site, look on the YouTube channel, find that. So now we need to unplug that. What does the Key Switch Eliminator do? Well, it allows you to remove this entirely, and now your on-off switch is going to basically be your kill switch. When you turn that thing on, not only does it cycle the fuel pump, right, enable the ignition, all that good stuff, it's also switching the power for the bike on and off, and it's all done with this handy little harness right here. I love what they do. Look at that, this little OE connector. So this all is going to slide if I use the right end there. Come on, Van, get it in the hole, buddy. Slides right on the bracket, looks super professional. Like so. We're gonna go ahead and thread this down to the open area here. We've got the fans removed from this bike now, so we've got a lot of space down here. And look at this. These are all factory. You can see I've got my kill switch on. Turn that off. These are all factory connectors. This is a direct plug and play deal. We have this on every one of our bikes that are prepped for the racetrack, and there's no way I'm taking our little Ninja to the track without having that done. We need to now put the top clamp back on the bike. Get that into position. A rubber mallet. All right. We are at 36 foot-pounds, followed by 15 foot-pounds. So 36 for the steering stem nut, and we have 15 foot-pounds for the upper clamp bolts. I'm just snugging that now to make sure that's seated. Not going to torque it. Now I'm going to go ahead and the upper clamp. These are 15 foot-pounds. Just going to go ahead and run that down, finger tight. Torque this up. And our steering stem nut. From here, you want to take a look at the wiring. See if we need to do anything to just shore this up. And you know what? It looks pretty darn good right now. What I do think I want to do is maybe just throw one quick cable tie just right up in here. Probably right around there. Anytime you're doing a project like this, you want to make sure you've got all the wires secured. Just the goal is to try and avoid any chafing that could create failures or lost track time. I mean, that's the worst thing in the world, is losing track time to a preventable mechanical. You know, and I bet if you look at all the mechanicals that you see at track days or even at racing, the overwhelming majority, if you were able to, you know, really dissect them a little bit, would have been preventable. It's going to be human error almost every time. Okay, when we come back, we're going to have this all reassembled. Caleb will try and show you some B-roll in this video. Caleb, make sure you put the B-roll on here. Just putting the air box and the fuel tank on. Odds are, if you're doing something like this now, putting the air box and the fuel tank on aren't going to be such a big deal for you. Okay, there you have it. That's what it takes to get this done. We've shown you the end result. I think this is something that every single track bike should have. I answer all the YouTube comments. If you have any questions about the install, the part in general, just leave it in the comments section, and I will be happy to help you dial in your bike just like ours.